So let's take a look. This is the make shape, break shape game. I'm going to review these strictly from the purpose of shape, point of view of shape. And actually, you can look at Dsaun games, and even if you don't understand everything that's going on, if you focus on one aspect, like shape, for example, you might find it easier to have a useful review. So we have a somewhat normal opening. White pincers, black has to run away to the center, and white makes a tiger's mouth to defend the corner. Black doesn't want them linking up his groups. Black breaks the connection, and white connects the other weak spot, the other cutting point, with another tiger's mouth, and the two tigers' mouths are joined or linked together. That's what I mean by joining shapes. Why not G17? He could. G17 would be good shape, but if nothing else, it gives a free move to black to do this, right? Even aside from the cut, you can just do this. They're fighting, and they're trying to give as few forcing moves to the other guy as possible. So black runs away, capping the white pincer, and white says, I'm going to run away too. Now, when you see white's move, I want your first knee-jerk reaction to be, oh, that's a small knight's move. That's a cuttable shape. But that doesn't mean it's cuttable, however, in every situation. And here, the shape is close to the edge. And if black were to try cutting it now, die. What about the other way? Still die. So even though the shape is cuttable, it's not cuttable in all circumstances. If there are helping stones or if it's close to the edge, the shape is not necessarily cuttable now. But I want you to see the shape and immediately think cuttable shape. Why does black play here? Black plays there because this would be a nice shape point for white to make a little tent on the side. So he's playing in white's shape point. White doesn't want to get surrounded. He comes out to the center, slowly but strongly with a diagonal move. And black plays another shape point of white's. If white plays there, he gets a dog's face. So now black is threatening to actually cut that small knight's move of white. Right now the cut would work. What is what about, Coco? This is my lecture on good shapes and running fights. So white defends and keeps his group connected, and black says, I'm going to threaten to cut you again. And white could connect, or white could make a bamboo joint, but instead he plays here, and is actually, I just gave a 40-minute lecture on the basic shapes in running fights, Coco. And I'm now showing 7 example games of how to use the shapes. So here, this actually defends the cut. If black were to try to cut, aha, I've cut you, then white would say, aha, you've got a liberty shortage, I kill you. What's more important for black is to prevent his other group from being surrounded. So black runs away to the center, but and he does so using good shape. He uses the dog's face. So he's run away, staying solidly connected, and making good shape. And black can play C9 anytime, Gornish. No urgency for it. So white extends with the panther. White could just make a tiger's mouth, but the panther's a little faster. And the panther is damaging both black's center group and the J17 stone. Now, which is more important, the J17 stone or black's group on the upper left? Black's group in the upper left, so black plays here. It's a strange shape, but it's sort of like a fat move. White doesn't want to get surrounded either, so he runs out. Black hunts, and white extends. Now, where would white like to play? But it's only one stone, Rick. It was more urgent to help the weak group. Where is the urgent? Black is trying to surround the white group on the left. Where would white like to play to make good shape? He'd like to play at F10. And that would hurt the black group and give white good shape. So where does black play? Ta! This is why I call this the make shape, break shape game. And now black is saying, I took your shape point. And it helped me too. By the way, my neighbor's playing Latin music. You may hear it. I can't do anything about it. So what does white say? White says, oh, but I have another shape point. This makes good shape too. I've made it table shape. Black says, no, I don't want my left side to get surrounded. Good, excellent. I don't want my left side to get surrounded. And white cuts. Black extends. White extends. And black runs away to the center because, after all, his main purpose is not getting surrounded. He wants to keep his group alive. So he runs out to the center, and white turns around him. Now we see something which may look a little funny. The usual move in this shape is for black to play here. If black doesn't do anything, then black's dead. So black's got to do something, and the usual move is here. But in this particular board, there's a couple problems with it. White can start a ladder that doesn't work in order to get some free moves, or white can play this Tsuji, and it doesn't look very happy for black. So, even though black is a 6-Dsaun, black makes an empty triangle. Like I said before, good shape is a tool, but not by itself a goal, and if the only move that works is bad shape, play bad shape. And the other thing I said before was, even if you can't see how the fight is going to turn out, you can feel good if you force your opponent into bad shape, because you know he's not getting the maximum force from his stones. Yay, says white. White protects his cut. I haven't heard that proverb, but okay. Black extends from his weak group to try and avoid getting surrounded. White splits black's groups. This is not a big bulge, but it's sort of like the same feeling. It's like a super big bulge. It doesn't have a name, but it has the same feel as a big bulge. They are guidelines, not rules. Absolutely true. Proverbs tell you where the likely points might be, but they're not always right. Black runs away so he doesn't get surrounded and uses the dog's face again. And this is a big bulge. So it is good shape. It is joined to the table shape above it, and it's a multi-purpose move because he's threatening to cut through black's stones and separate the corner from the side. And black says, no, I can't let you do that. I've got to stay connected. And white says, are you sure? And black says, yeah, I'm sure. Okay, I'm making now the J shape or hook shape. And remember, this is J shape or hook shape is simply Dsaun's name for it. It's not a standard name. And black protects. And now that white's made his group stronger, he tries to stake out some territory while threatening to surround black's center group. And black says, oh, you've extended too far. I can cut you. Okay. Time for short quiz. Very short. Black just made the small knight's move. Your knee-jerk reaction is, what kind of shape is that? It's a, come on guys, cuttable shape. There you go. It's a cuttable shape. And in this case, it doesn't have friends close enough or the edge close enough to help it from being cut. So what's white's next move? Boom, I cut you. Now this is kind of a cute move. This is testing white. Black is actually aiming to try to get this move so that he can cut through. If he can cut through, then in addition to capturing two white stones, black's center group will then be connected to the black lower left group, and black will have an easy time. So black would like to cut through there. So if black gets to capture two stones by pushing through at C11, then black will connect all his groups and not have much of a problem fighting. That's my point. Black is aiming for C9, which threatens C11. And white goes here. Now black could immediately play here, which is what he was aiming at. But there's a problem. The problem is, in fact, he does play there. The problem is that if black cuts through now, he may have some real problems on the center group that he has at L7. So he rushed a little bit there. And, Gorich, I hope and I think I answered you. So black has to come back and help his center group, which does other good things because he's threatening to surround white's center stones. So now white has a choice. White can either help his center stones or protect the cut at C11. And he protects the cut. It would just be too easy for black if black gets to capture those two stones. So white defends those stones, and black continues to surround the white center. Everything clear so far? The game's a very easy game, and almost all moves are either to make shape or break shape. So everything clear so far? It was to kill the Yaji. White makes a contact move, which is what you do when you got a weak group, and then he makes this shape move. Now you may remember this move. Why? Hey guys, it's based on the turtle shape. Told you it would come up in the games. Black surrounds. White tries to connect. Black is now surrounded, completely surrounded. So black makes this move, which is a multiple good shape move. This is a half table. This is a panther. Lots of good shape there. So black almost instantly has something like two eyes. You know, I didn't discuss the elephant's eye in my lecture, and I meant to when we were talking about the Big Bend. If you remind me, I'll talk about it later. But anyway, so white tries to link up his groups, survives. Black says, I still need to make two eyes. This is a forcing move, free move. Here's another shape based on the turtle. White protects his cut. Black continues to surround. Why white blocks D8 instead of this? Okay, Ed. Thank you, Eddie. No, it's okay. I understand. You're just getting the answer. But I'm going to try and avoid most reading questions, so I'm glad you answered. I'm not going to. This is the game-losing move, I am told by the $7. What white needed to do was to prevent white from having room for a base. Instead, he attacked the corner, but that left room for black. Now black has a base, and that turns out to have been the game-losing move. White continues to surround black's upper right corner from a distance. Black comes out. White comes out. Black makes shape. White uses a panther to surround more quickly. Black slides with the small knights move, which is a cuttable shape but can't be cut this close to the edge. And now black has a safe group on top. White says, time for me to make some points. So I'll grab some points on the bottom. Black threatens to cut and makes a panther again. You see the panther, right? This is an upside down panther. You can imagine when this is right side up that the one stone is like the hip of a panther as it's stalking its prey, crouching along. So anyway, black is now aiming at the cut at K14. And in any case, he's shrinking white's potential territory and eye space. White says, okay, no immediate problem, I'm going to make some more points. And black says, no immediate problem, huh? And this is like thrusting a dagger into white's heart. White protects the cut, and now white's groups are divided. And notice that this makes a dog's face for black. White says, I'm going to kill you. No, you're not. I'm going to threaten to cut you apart, and then I will cut you. Oops. That's a bad cut. White says, see, I'm going to kill you. See, I'm going to kill you. I have this Tsuji. And black says, no, no, you can have 2 stones. I'm going to make the rest live. Ta-da! Alive. Ein enemy? See, I caught your 2 stones. See? See? Yeah, I don't care. I'm going to go after this bigger group. Black's going to attack the white group in the northeast. White protects, black protects, black surrounds, black threatens to cut, white protects, and black cuts this way, and we have a cove, an awfully big cove. White threatens to cut black here. Black says, I don't care. See, I cut you. Yeah? Boom. And white is cut still from east to west. White tries to live on the right. Black takes this stone, and now the center white stones are completely surrounded, no eyes and no room to run, and black resigns. I meant to show this when I was talking about the Big Bend. This is the elephant eye, or elephant jump. And it's not that great a shape because it has an obvious weakness. And I usually talk about it when I'm talking about the Big Bend because the vital point is the same. Here's white trying to break it apart. It's like breaking apart an elephant's eye that had an extra stone for support. And that's what I meant to mention in the 40-minute lecture.